Okay, so hello people. This is the long-awaited for first quarterly update on my clear aligners from Smile Care Club, or now Smile Direct Club. And I am on tray 5 of 20, which means I'm a fourth of the way through treatment. So I am pretty excited about that. I am starting to notice some definite changes, and I will get to that here in just a little bit. But first, I have several things I need to go over, and it might be a little bit of a long video. So I will put like a timeline breakdown in the description box if you want to skip around later. So let's get down to it. One of the first things I need to talk about is some of the changes in the company have been pretty major lately. So some of the stuff I talked about in my last video may no longer be true. And so I need to go over that so you guys are aware. One of the first things is that Smile Care Club has now changed their name to Smile Direct Club. So from now on, I am going to be referring to them as Smile Direct Club because that's their name now. Also, there's been some price changes. Last time I talked about how the prices could vary from one person's case to another. That is no longer the case now. They have basically just made it one price, and it's $1,500 for the aligners, no matter how many aligners you have to wear or what your case is. So that kind of takes some of the guesswork out of it. It's kind of nice in some ways. It could be bad if you are a person that only had some slight changes and maybe it was cheaper before, but for some of the people like me who have to wear 20 trays, that's actually a good change. Another change is that now upper and lower trays or treatment is mandatory. It used to be that you could choose to treat only your upper or your lowers, but the company decided to make things simpler for treatment, that they would just make them both mandatory now. So I'm kind of glad I got in before they did that because my bottom teeth aren't in bad shape, and I really, one less tray in my mouth is better. However, they said that sometimes it can cause alignment issues if you do not choose to do both trays. So it's lowering the risk of something bad happening, basically. Now I noticed a lot of people are saying that they are no longer getting starter trays. I guess the company said that they were confident enough. They've been having so much success with them fitting people's teeth after doing the evaluation kit that they're pretty much confident to move straight onto the aligners without doing starter trays. That is a good thing because, like I said last time, the starter trays killed my mouth, and so if you can skip that step altogether, that's all the better. Now some people I noticed have still been getting starter trays. I'm not sure what's up with that. It might have to be when they first applied for the program. That might have something to do with it. Also, the 3D model that I showed you last time, you might not be getting that specific one. I noticed a lot of people are just getting before and after views of the teeth, like not an animated thing where you can change from tray to tray. That's kind of disappointing. I think it has to do with them switching to a different lab. You might still get it, you might not. I'm just warning you about that. Also, they have come up with some new technology that allows them to move some people's treatment along faster. And what that means is they're giving you more trays, which means you'll be switching to new tray more often. I think they said that some people are getting 3 trays to wear within 1 month, so you'll be switching a lot more often. And somehow that allows them to move the teeth faster. I guess the first tray within the first month will be moving the teeth, whereas the second 2 will be stabilizing the teeth. Also, some people only have to wear them 17 hours a day now instead of the 20 to 22 hours. So I'm kind of jealous of the people that get on this new treatment plan, but I guess I am just happy that I am able to get my teeth straightened at all. So those are the main changes going on in the company now. Hopefully I covered all of them. Now I also wanted to share with you some specific products that I have found useful in my treatment, and they might help you too, so I thought I'd share them with you. The first one here is clear mouthwash. I found this stuff called Listerine Naturals. The reason this is useful is because you're not really supposed to use colored mouthwash to soak your retainers in or your aligners, because they can theoretically stain them if you use a colored kind. So I was kind of glad that I found a clear variety, and you can also rinse your mouth out while you're wearing your aligners with those. So that might be useful. Another thing I found, if you are one of the people that are still getting starter trays, you might want to invest in a few packets of orthodontic wax. I haven't noticed the regular aligners hurting my gums at all, so I haven't even used this stuff since then. But if you're still using starter trays, you can put this stuff like on the edges, like ball it up and put it on the edges. It's just like a wax. You can pull off a piece and stick it on the parts that are hurting, and that might get you through that tough time. So the second thing I want to show you is retainer bright. A lot of people have had really good success with using these to clean their aligners, get the plaque off. It's just like a tablet in these little packets. I'll show you here. All right, yeah, it's like a little blue tablet. You just put it in a small container of water, and you soak your aligners in there for about 20 minutes, and it should make the plaque softer so you can scrub it right off. I'm not sure I got the hype with it that other people were saying. Personally, I'm able to get the plaque off just as well by brushing them extra good with my toothbrush. So I haven't been using it as often as I could, but you might try it if you need something more than that. Another thing I love is this floss tool. I hate regular floss, because if you've ever like wound it around your fingers and then put it in your mouth, it like cuts off circulation in your fingers and it hurts really, really bad. They also make these like little pick floss tools that are like straight across, and I don't like those because they're usually too short and you still have to put it in your fingers and your mouth, and it's not at a really good angle. But this one, if you can see it, it actually has the string going horizontally, so it actually is a better angle for getting back in your teeth, and it's long, and I love this thing. And they come with like replacement heads that you can just, it just comes off and you can put another one on there when you're done using it. So I would recommend getting one of those. I don't have it here, but you might also get a toothbrush case. So in case you're needing to carry your toothbrush in your purse and you have to put it back in there right away, you don't want moisture getting around in your purse or your toothbrush getting gross and nasty, so you definitely want to get a brush case. So those are all the products that I would recommend so far. Something other people have been asking me is the difference between starter trays and aligners. Like, how are they different? And I'll show you right here. This was my starter tray, and let me take out my aligner and I'll show you the difference. Ugh, gross. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell here, but the sides on the starter tray go up further on the gums than the aligner, and I think that might have to do with why it was hurting my teeth or my gums so bad, because they were cutting in my gums. I think they went up further. You can see the palate goes back further too, and that was cutting into the top of the roof of my mouth. And other than that, the material is more flimsy on this starter tray. So it's a thinner material, and I think the edges are less refined too, so they're more stabby in your gums too. So if you're wearing starter trays right now and you are suffering and wondering if it's going to be that way the whole time, I can assure you it's not. Not only do your gum tissues toughen up, the material is different, it's better, so it's not going to hurt. And that's if you're even going to get starter trays, but you might not. So that's the main difference. Let's see here. Another question I've been asked is, should you be worried about getting an overbite with these aligners? Because I showed you in my last video that my treatment was having my front teeth move forward in order to make room for my canines, and so it's going to create more of an overbite. And a lot of people were like, well, isn't that a bad thing? Aren't you worried about it? And I am a little bit concerned, but not really. And I will tell you why. So I don't think, only at the end of my journey will I know if I made the right decision and if for sure if it's not going to look bad, but I'm not really concerned. Generally, clear aligners do not fix overbites. If you have like gaps in your teeth, like spaces, it might actually make it better because they have to move your teeth together and back in, and so it might actually lessen overbite. But in my case, and in a lot of people's cases with crowding, they actually have to expand the arch and move it forward to make room. So more than likely, your overbite is going to be made worse. Overbites, they can be caused by a couple different things. It can be caused, now let me just make a disclaimer here. I am not an orthodontist, I'm not a doctor, so you're gonna have to take what I say with a grain of salt, but I've done a little bit of research, so I hope I know a few things that are correct. But overbites can be caused by a couple different things. One, it could be like a jaw misalignment, and that's where you see people with like these shallow or weak jaw lines and chins, like where their chin kind of goes back in underneath and like the top of their face kind of sticks out more and it looks kind of bad. And like the overall look of your face, even with your mouth closed, can look kind of bad. Another thing can be caused just by teeth misalignment. So your teeth just naturally come more forward, and that's kind of what my case is. And in either case though, your bite could be affected bad, like you might not be able to chew your food as well, but it might not. And in my case, I have never had issues with my jaw hurting or being able to chew my food. And so basically it just depends on how an overbite is or would be affecting your life in the future. And for me, my overbite does not bother me. My jaw is fine, my bite is fine, my jaw isn't recessed, and I don't think this treatment is gonna make my jaw recessed just because they're moving my teeth forward a little bit. Another thing that sometimes makes overbites look bad on people is how big their two front teeth are in relation to their other teeth. So if you have your front two teeth are kind of big, if you have an overbite, it's just gonna make your teeth look longer and bigger, and it's gonna exaggerate that. So that might not look very good, but my two front teeth really aren't any bigger than my other teeth, like really bad in relation to the others. So I don't think I'm gonna have like that buck tooth look that some people get with overbites. So basically what I want to say is not all overbites cause problems. Not all overbites look bad. For example, like take Eva Mendez and Anna Kendrick. They're both known for having pretty significant overbites, and by an orthodontist standards, their teeth would be considered imperfect. But honestly, I would be thrilled to have teeth that look like theirs. I think sometimes orthodontists get obsessed with technically perfect teeth, but if it doesn't look bad and doesn't cause issues, then I really don't understand what the big deal is. And I don't want to assign bad motives to doctors, but sometimes I wonder if, maybe they bring up your overbite and say it needs to be fixed. I mean, not because it's a problem, but maybe they just want the money for it, for fixing it. Don't read too much into society's standards of beauty have to be technically perfect, because they don't. So the bottom line is, if you have crowding issues like I do, but you also have trouble like chewing your food or jaw issues, or you have a weak chin profile, or you have large and long front teeth in relation to your other teeth, then Smile Direct Club might not be for you. But if none of the above apply to you, then maybe getting a little bit of an overbite in exchange for straightening your teeth, it might be worth looking into. It costs a lot less money, so just maybe give it the evaluation a try, and if you don't like what you see, then I don't think you're out any money, so it's worth looking into. So you're probably wondering what my teeth look like now, what's happened so far. Here are my teeth right now. You're probably not going to be able to tell a difference just from the video, so I'm going to put some pictures in here to show you what they look like here in a minute. But what has happened so far, they have just moved my front 4 teeth forward a little bit. You're starting to be able to see gaps between these teeth and these teeth. You'll see it better in the photo. They have not been moving my canines yet so far. And that will actually be happening in the very next tray that I'm going to be using, my 6th tray. They're going to start moving my canines. So you're probably not going to see much of a difference with my canines right now. But you will see a difference in these before and after pictures. I have had one small concern. I don't know if you can see it, one of my teeth here, my lateral incisor here on this side, does not want to seat all the way down in the tray, and I asked if that was going to be a problem, and they looked at it and they said that it was still technically within the realm of normal, so they said just to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't get worse, and it hasn't. For the last few trays it's been about the same, so they said it shouldn't affect my treatment. That's the only big news for myself that I have so far. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. See how it doesn't go to the bottom of my tray very well? That was the issue. But I am going to show you a few pictures here. Here is a photo of my bite view. It shows my teeth moving forward a little bit. You can see a space between my bottom teeth and my upper teeth. So the top picture is before treatment, and the bottom picture is at my 5th tray right now. This is a photo of the side view of my teeth where my worst canine is. So you can see that there's actually a little bit of space in between my lateral incisor and my canine being formed to create more room for it. So this shows a little bit better of a view of that space, and the top one is before and the bottom one is the after. This is a view of the front of my teeth, showing most of my teeth. For some reason in this picture it doesn't show as much of a difference, but I thought you should see that view as well. The top is the before and the bottom is the after. I thought this picture actually showed quite a bit of a difference, it basically shows my natural smile, and if you can tell on, it would be in the picture view, it would be my left side. It almost looks like the canine is going back in a little bit more. That's not because the canine is moving, that's actually because my front teeth are moving forward and hiding it a little bit more. but you can definitely tell an improvement there. You're probably wondering what the next steps are with my teeth. The very next tray, like I said, they're gonna start moving my canines as well. And by the 9th tray, they'll be done moving my front teeth forward. So I'll know by that time if an overbite's gonna look bad, but I don't think it will. Also, I got a nice new discount code for you guys. I had put one in the last video, but this one's even better. This time you get 50% off an evaluation kit, so that brings it down to just under $50, I think, and it'll be down in the description box. And I will be doing my second quarterly update in about 15 weeks. That will be my halfway mark through treatment. So I will see you in several months. Bye.